workshop to talk about the conversations with Dr. Johnson during the week. But today, because we had Thanksgiving on Thursday, I'll just be going over some of the issues, as our topic says today, with regard to the flu season and your immune support requirements. So we're going to talk about that. And what I'm using is the Institute of Functional Medicine guidelines on supporting your immune system. So we're going to talk about some of these products today, and we want to ensure that you build up a robust immune system to support you through this trying period when your immune system is going to be subjected to a lot of issues. So let us start. My name is Charles Sina. I'm the CEO of Anti-Fragility Health, and our strategy for intervention into any health issue or your overall health is driven by three strategies. Number one, our prevention strategy. What drives a prevention strategy? All of us come with what we call epigenetic challenges, inherited strengths and weaknesses that we need to ensure that we build a lot of strategies around. And therefore, prevention is very helpful, on top of the fact that most of our lifestyles are not optimally designed for good health. So prevention is driven and it's personalized because everybody has inherited a different epigenetic architecture. So everybody's prevention is based on a standard model, what we'll call the required daily allowance, plus the extras that are required for what we call optimal nutrition. So a prevention strategy is driven by the required daily allowance plus the extras that are required for optimal nutrition. And how do we know those extras? We see it from your family history and from your genetic analysis through 23andMe and any of the other analysis that you do. And so let's go back and then talk about what is in the RDA. The RDA contains vitamins and minerals that are really, really critical for your health, for providing that base, and then we'll talk about some optimal nutrition under optimization. So in our prevention strategy, we're driven just by the required or the recommended daily allowance. So let's look at those, right? We have what we call a physician's daily, and this physician daily actually comes with a high dose of vitamin D3, and it comes at 2,000 micro units. Very, very important. But we also have the therapeutic high potency supplementing vitamin D3 at 50,000 units. I take one a day for a week, then I'm off a week, then for another week I'm one a day to achieve the required D3 levels that are required to give me optimal health. We also have vitamin A, and this is at 10,000 units, a really critical supplement, and that's very important. Then we have for the flu season, we have the immunozinc lozenges, and this comes with zinc. It's a glutamate and citrate, but it also includes elderberry, and it's beautiful, tasty lozenges that I actually take every day. And then we have the core minerals, which would basically include most of the minerals that are required: potassium, boron, vanadium, chromium, manganese, selenium, zinc, magnesium, iodine, calcium, all the, plus we put an extra vitamin C, chewable, and each of those chewables, I take a lot of it. Some days, based on how I'm feeling in the morning or evening, I would chew about 2 or 4 of them. So this is what we would call our basic strategy. where it includes the core minerals, the basic multivitamins, extra vitamin C, extra zinc, extra vitamin D, and vitamin A and extra vitamin D3. So this is like our comprehensive, aggressive, recommended daily allowance for ensuring that you achieve your prevention strategies. So now let's talk about what we will call an optimization strategy, which is the second strategy. An optimization strategy comes from two extra requirements. One, you actually want to supplement in the areas where, from your genetics or epigenetics, you have shortages, right? For some people, it could be B12, it could be D, it could be a lot of different areas where you just genetically have low performance in those areas. So when we talk about optimal nutrition or optimization, you want to add units of that for you to achieve what in your bloodstream, what we'll call the optimal level. So that whole strategy, that's one of the optimization strategy, is optimizing based on the shortfalls that you've seen. On the second side of optimization, we know that keeping your supplements at the higher optimal level rather than the lower level, because as you know, with any distribution in the blood, there is a low level and there's a high level. So you want to keep your nutrients at the high level so your body does not actually run out of this supplement. So it's very important. And when we explore things about optimal nutrition, there's always conversations about evidence and whether you could be overdosing. We know that from research, it's very rare for you to get any overdose from supplements, but that is why we also recommend that you work under the guidance of a clinician, a medical advisor, a medical professional. So we have Dr. Johnson, our medical director, who is the one who guides all the prescriptions on the supplements. We do not recommend that you supplement by yourself because then you don't know the required doses, number one. And number two, you are not doing the required blood tests to ascertain the right levels of these vitamins and minerals in your bloodstream. So really, really very important things there. So let's go to number three strategy, which is reversal, right? So we spoke about prevention and we spoke about optimization. Those two are when you are not sick. That is for people who are healthy. Reversal is an augmented strategy on top of prevention and optimization. When you're sick, you want to add on top of that. Why? Because by the time you're sick, it means that your immune defenses are under attack and therefore they need extra supplementation. And that is when we go into the areas of additional supplementation. For example, we were looking for quercetin, but it is in our soft tissue pack, and you can get quercetin in other ways. And then we look at our Ultra GI Replenish, which has a lot of the same minerals, but with extra amino acids. And this is critical because it then ensures that your gut architecture is really strong to support a robust immune system. We have NAC. NAC is a beautiful product. You should Google it and find out how it helps with metabolism and optimizes the immune system. We also have included melatonin. We know that sleep has a very strong correlation with the immune system. So, and melatonin is a natural supplement that increases at night and supports us to have a very good sleep. But we know that melatonin reduces as we age, and therefore having a good sleep is a good thing for our immune system. Just like having a good gut is good for the immune system. So a lot of these reversal issues is us supplementing those areas that would compromise or do what we call immunosuppressive. For example, sleep. If you're not sleeping well, your immune system is suppressed. Gut. If your gut is not very active, your immune system is supplemented. NAC as an antioxidant, if your mitochondria is stressed, it means that the cells don't have enough energy. Also, we use New Adapt because we know that a lot of people are stressed, either because it's Thanksgiving, there's flu, there's the Santa Ana winds, there's COVID spreading, Christmas is coming, people don't have jobs, they have no money, they want to shop. So there's a lot of stress. So stress also is immunosuppressant, which means that if you're stressed, your immune system is going to be compromised. So we have New Adapt, which is a product that is a stress reduction formula. Whether you are complaining about the family overwhelm or the lack of money or the cold weather and you don't have any heating, or you are under the weather and you're just depressed, it's very important that you take things. And then we have the Copper Calm if you're depressed, something to actually just calm you down. And then for inflammation, which are really the primary drivers for viral infection, we use things that modulate inflammation. So SPM Active, which is a fractionated fish oil, is a very important supplement for modulating the inflammatory architectures in our body. And curcumin. Curcumin is a very powerful anti-inflammatory. And we know that if you have cancer, or you're recovering from cancer, or you have diabetes, or you have heart disease, or you have osteoarthritis, which are comorbidities that increase your vulnerability because they suppress the immune system. So we want to use things that are going to push that vulnerability down so that your immune system is capable and strong to respond to any issues that are attacking the immune system. So let's quickly go through those three strategies again. Number one is our prevention strategy. Our prevention strategy deals with the evidence-based vitamins and minerals that are important for augmentation. Basically, because our food system does not have it, and so if you're not augmenting, we know that one of the critical causes of chronic illness is nutrient deficiency. Notice, we're not talking about calories, we're talking about nutrients. Nutrient deficiency is one of the primary reasons why people get chronic illness. And so you want to do prevention around that in ensuring that your body has all the right nutrients. But that's the reason why also you need to be talking to our medical director or come to the clinic, because we're going to do blood tests that's going to ascertain your level. And then as we prescribe the right nutrients or recommended nutrients and supplements for you, over time we continue to test to make sure your nutrients are at the right level. Some people choose to put their nutrients at the optimal level, what we call optimal nutrition. It's part of our optimization strategy. That means that if your nutrient level is supposed to be here, you want to put it at the higher level, because then you do not want your body to run out of those nutrients at any point in time. And those two things, the prevention and the optimization strategy supports some foundational issues in functional medicine called physiological resilience. What is physiological resilience? It's your ability to sustain an immediate attack. There's an attack and you can sustain that physiological resilience. How much can you bend or take the punch and stay strong? The second part of that underlying architecture of functional medicine is called the metabolic reserve. That means if there is a sustained attack, we have enough resources to fight the attack. So these two principal critical issues are supported by a prevention and an optimization nutrient strategy to provide you physiological resilience, which is that you can take on the real fight at the moment, and the metabolic reserve, which gives you the extra and supporting capability for a sustained attack, right? So, and the last strategy is our strategy for reversal, which means that if you already have exposure to any of these issues, how do you then improve your nutrient strategy to support that? Don't forget that today we have been talking mostly about nutrients, right? And so, but well-being is more than just nutrients. But why is there such a focus on nutrients? Because the other things are things that are lifestyle habits that we can develop. So it is really important that we address the nutrient issues first. So let's look at some of the different areas of wellness, or what we call well-being. Number one is nutritional well-being. That's what we talk about nutrients. So, and nutrients include macronutrients and micronutrients. Macronutrients, through digestion and breakdown, end up giving us the micronutrients that are required for us to perform. The second part of wellness is physical well-being, which is about movement, right? Balance, flexibility, stamina, and strength. Very, very important issues. The third area is emotional well-being, which is how we manage our emotions and make sure it stays positive and strong without the underlying stressors that will move our emotions. Don't forget, as Dr. Johnson talks about, is our emotions is how we respond to things that happen in the environment. And so it's really very important that stress management, and that's why we have extra products here on stress reduction or on calming, is really, really important, because a lot of people do not have the ability to calm themselves. And typically that is because they are short on the critical nutrients that would address the calming. So if I tell myself to calm down and my body does not respond to it, it's because I really lack the nutrients that would trigger a stress reduction response system. And finally, environmental well-being. We all know that our environment is driven by a lot of toxicity, and we know that that toxicity in itself compromises our immune system. So today, everything that we are talking about is around three things. Number one, how do we provide nutrients that would provide for optimal performance of our human system, what we call homeostasis, right? What are the optimal nutrients for that will give us prevention so we don't fall into the pitfall for infectious or chronic illnesses? Number two, how do we keep the nutrients at the optimal level so that we address the physiological resilience issues and the metabolic reserve issues that are critical for sustaining us through any kind of attack? And lastly, we now have the whole issue of reversal, that if we actually fall sick or we feel we are under really a big sustained attack, what are some of the supportive nutrient strategies that we do? And typically we approach that from 4 or 5 angles. One, we approach it from sleep. because most people who are stressed cannot sleep. So we calm down and we provide sleep. That's one strategy. The second strategy is to reduce inflammation, or what we call oxidative stress. And that's what we use curcumin and SPM for. The third way is to reduce attack in our GI tract. And that's what we use the GI Replenish for. And the fourth area is to reduce oxidative stress and inflammation. That's what we use NAC and the soft tissue for. So those are reversal plus optimization nutrients plus prevention nutrients. I know it's a lot of nutrients, but God made our bodies really complex, and God made it to require so many nutrients in little amounts, and that's just what we have to deal with. If you don't want to deal with it, then you pay the price. I hope you've enjoyed joining us today. It's a short talk, but it is really to support the stress, concerns, and fears as we go through a very cold winter, even in Southern California, and there's family around, and there's lockdown, and there's concerns about loneliness, concerns about the flu, concerns about getting sick. All these recommendations we're making here, the FDA has not approved this. These are not medications, these are nutrients. These are support things for your immune system. These are not medications, and so we are not proclaiming to be able to treat anything here. So you need to work under the guidance of your medical professional to ensure that the nutrients that we are giving you guidance on are at the right level and are having the right effect for you. Thank you for joining. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving weekend, and join us. You can see us on YouTube Live and also on Facebook Live. We've been absent from Facebook for some time, but we are back. But all our videos are available at Anti-Fragility Health and YouTube. And so you can watch us there, you can send us comments, you can ask questions, and Dr. Johnson and my clinical team will be able to support and assist you. Thank you again for joining.